Let us see if ChatGPT can do this multiplication. So if I ask it to do this multiplication in a natural language, what will be multiplied by this? Let's see. Okay, it is saying this answer. Let's see what is our answer. Our answer does not match with this answer, but it is very close. Now what's going on here? Because ChatGPT is trained by default on a large corpus of text, it has understood lot of intricate patterns. It also know how to do rough calculations. Okay, when I say rough calculation, what I mean is it can approximate results just like any human can approximate results. But to do such a large calculation, there is no inbuilt calculator built into ChatGPT. There are some extensions. So for example, if I tell it to use tool or maybe something like Python, it can execute this code, execute the code, and it can compute the exact multiplication. Now this is what I want to cover in this video, that how can I solve these kind of problems where ChatGPT might not be, or rather I should say OpenAI's API might not be very good at, that is doing calculations. Okay, so let's see how can we solve this problem. What I'll do is I'll start with opening my command prompt and I'll be writing some bunch of code. So let me go inside this folder and let me first of all activate my virtual environment, and now I'll just open the code folder. Okay, so I'll be writing stuff within this test.py. Okay, so some template code is already there for me, and this code is basically what it does is it is basically loading my environment file, and that environment file in turn is loading the OpenAI API keys. Okay, all right, so let's now replicate that same exact question using the ChatGPT or OpenAI's API. So we have defined this client object by passing the API key. Now what I can do is I can create a response object by calling. So you can use chat completion or responses API, it's up to you, but OpenAI itself is recommending responses API, although they will not be taking support from chat completion. Okay, so now if you don't know about chat completion, you don't need to worry about anything else. Just follow this responses dot create, and what I'll do is I'll specify model. Let's call GPT 4.1, and then I'll specify input, which is a list of inputs of JSON type or maybe dictionary type. So here I will specify role, so I'm user, and then the content would be this same content that I passed inside the ChatGPT. Okay, so let me paste it right here. Okay, now our input is ready, and finally what I'll do is I'll do response dot output text. Okay, so this is the code that we have. Now let's test it out. Python test.py. Let's wait for a couple of more seconds. Yeah, so this is the calculation that it is doing. Now let's compare it with the calculation that we did. Notice here that it is getting very close, but it's not exactly right there. And the reason for this is that it knows how to do multiplication. It knows how to do rough multiplication, but the exact execution is not built in with these models. So now I would like to introduce tool calling, or you might already be aware of this concept. Tool calling or function calling, it can be referred to as any of these names. Okay, with tool calling, what we do is we define functions that the ChatGPT's API or OpenAI's API will decide to call. Okay, so let's define the tools, and tools will be a list of tools, and each tool will be a JSON or dictionary, and it will have some keys. Okay, so let's write it down all the keys first, and then I'll explain one by one. And here let me first of all write it down, and then I'll talk about what I mean. So name, type, and then we have description, and Then we have parameters. Now parameters, you can think of the actual functions, and this parameter will be an object. So overall at the top level, each tool will have a name, type and description and parameters. So let's try to create name. Maybe multiply it. So I'm calling my function as multiply it. The type will be function. Description will be a function to multiply two numbers. Okay. All right. Now in the parameters, we need to define those two numbers schema. Okay. So in the parameters, what I'll do is I'll define type, what kind of parameters I'm dealing with, object, and then I'll define properties. And this properties will in turn be a object, and each entry in this object, each key in this object would be the parameter names. So I'll call maybe number 1, and this will be again an object, and this will have a type, and here I can call it number, and then description. Okay, and description will be first number, and then I can just copy it and write it here, and I can call it number 2 and change the description. Now these descriptions are very important, and the reason for this is that essentially in the backend, what OpenAI will do is it will create a textual representation from this schema and send it to the model. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's minimize this. So we have parameters, type, properties, and then I will have to pass one more key, which is required, which means I'm saying I need both of the numbers required here. Okay, I can't have one of them as missing. So number 1 and number 2 both are required. And finally additional properties which will be false. So this is the first tool. Now what we can do is within this, so okay, so let me explain something now. When you call this response without any tools capability here, without passing any tools, it will always try to generate some text no matter what. Okay, I hope you understand this point. When you don't specify the tools, it will always, okay, let me do one thing. Let me copy this and cut it. Maybe I'll paste it again. Please execute a Python code to import sklearn. Don't write code, just execute it. So currently I'm trying to execute code. Okay, now it will try to generate it because currently it has no tools. Let me run this Python test and it will try to generate something because this is a generation. You see, I don't have the ability to execute code directly. However, you can run the following code in your environment, right? So now how? So let me now revert to that previous once again. Let me get rid of this. What will be the, now the moment I pass these tools that we have defined, now what will happen is it will take this content, it will take this description, and it will try to think inside. So some logic has been built by OpenAI which will enable it to basically reason and try to think whether this tool is relevant for this problem. If it is not, it will return nothing, no text or nothing. But if it is, then the response.output will not be having a so basically, okay, so let me response.output text would be nothing. Okay, it will not return anything in any case, whether I provide the tool or not. Okay, when I don't provide the tool, it will have something. But when I try to print this response.output, this will be an array of all the tool calls, and here it won't be actually executing anything right now. It will only provide you the tool calling. It will basically tell you that tool calling is necessary here. Now it is up to the coder, it is up to the developer, whoever is working on this project, to actually call the method, call the logic. So let me create a function, actual function, which will be called, currently what we have created here is a schema. Now let's create a multiply it function, number 1, number 2. So, and it will just return number 1 times number 2. So I can't provide multiply directly because I want to have this, because see, the primary purpose of tool calling is to have some sort of human in the loop or some sort of predictability in your output. And if you try to get it executed from OpenAI or maybe API, it won't be worth it, right? You want to have some sort of predictability. So what you will do is, now let me first of all print the response.output and let me show you what exactly is we are getting. This time I'll be getting something interesting will happen. Let's look at this. Okay, it says connection error. Okay, I think my internet just disconnected. Sorry for this. Let's connect it and let's run this again. Python test.py. Okay, so something interesting is happening here. So let me increase the size. Now it is returning an object called response function tool call. It has not executed anything, but it has given this interesting thing, which is argument. And in the argument we have A and we have B. And what are these A and B? What are these A and B? These A and B, okay, I think this is something which it was not able to do. Let me run it again once again. Maybe we did not describe it correctly here. Why it is calling it as A and B? Did we specify something? Numbers are getting captured correctly, but somehow it is not capturing these names. Type number and first number as number 1 and let's as number 2. Maybe I'm doing something wrong which I'm not able to see right now, but let me change the description and try to. Okay, this time it just disappeared. Funny. Something required is true. Additional properties is true. Something is not working. Okay, what will be the, and when I first number, a function to multiply two numbers, number 1 and number 2. Okay. But I think this something fishy is going on. Let me pause this video and try to debug it. Most probably I'm not doing something correct. Let's see. So I think I found the error, and it was a very small mistake in the spelling of parameters. I spelled it as parameters, so which I should be correcting. And now if I run it, it should be, although I was trying a lot of things, so but now it should work with anything. I've changed it to A and B, but let me show you by first of all running it. It was called parameters. So now A and B are getting correctly captured, but now let me show you by changing it to the previous ones, number 1 and number 2. And let me also fix these, number 1 and number 2. Okay, so now if I run it again, so essentially let me now come back to the point that I was trying to discuss. Now you see, so parameters was something that I was not able to correctly capture. Okay, so now once we have the response.output as tool call, what we can do is I can create a new variable, and since in this case I have only one tool call, I can access the first tool call by doing this indexing. But there will be situations where there will be multiple tool calls, so you will need to probably use a for loop to execute each of those tool calls either sequentially or parallelly. That you have to decide, but the scope of this video is to show you how tool calling works. So now tool call has been defined. Now what I can do is I can extract my arguments of tool call, and I can simply extract these like this. But by default, if you see, they are returned as a string. So now I need to extract it. So I have imported this JSON. So what I can do is I can do JSON.loads, which basically what it does is it loads a string. So now we will have a args, and we can extract number 1 and number 2 from that. And now what I can do is I can actually execute this function. So I can do multiply 1, and number 1 will come from where? Args. So I'll do args. Let's do this, and let me copy this. Let's do this. So now I will have a result, and let's print out results now. and I can comment out this results. So let's print out the result. Now it will show you the exact number. So this is the multiplication, and if I check now, obviously this will be correct because now we are using Python as a calculator. But this is not how we want to use tool calling. After we get the results, what we can do is, so we can create something known as input messages array, and this will hold all the message history. So first user asks what is the input, so what is the multiply, what will be the this multiplied by this, right? Now in this array what I can do is dot append, I can append the tool call itself. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll call the responses library again, but this time I'll call it with a input of different type which will have tool calling results as well. Now let me append a JSON, so or rather I should say a dictionary. Now this dictionary have some keys, okay, but those keys would be I'll tell you in a moment. So the first key would be call ID, okay, and this call ID will come from tool call dot call ID, okay, and then there will be a key called output, and this output will come from results. And essentially I would like to stringify this because this will be passed to the LLM again. So I will say results, and there has to be a you can say type, right? Type will tell me what kind of input is this, because this is basically input message array, and this will be function call output. Okay, so now we in this input message array has 3 JSONs, 3 dictionaries. First is the first question, then second array is the tool call, and the third array is basically giving the result of that tool call. And what will my OpenAI's API or LLM call will do? So I will create a response to, now response to, and this time in place of this input I'll just mention this input messages array, and I'll keep tools as it is. And now if I print not output, I should not use output here because output has already been produced, and we basically appended the tool call output here. What I want is a clear human readable output.txt, and it will be basically using that so using this message, using the tool call output and the output from here, and it will give you a nice human friendly message which we can append in our database, append in our UIs and display it. So let's now run it one more time and let's see what do we get. But notice here currently we are not getting, one second, I think this is what, okay, so this is what was being printed here. So let's now, am I doing something wrong here? Call ID is this, output is this, type is this. Let me see, one second, give me a moment. I think let's run it once again maybe. So one second. Okay, I think function call output, yeah, this is what we, let me see my notes. Function call output, call ID output, things are looking nice here. Output text, okay, I think response 2 I should do, yeah, that's what was happening here. So let's run this again, and this time you should see a nice looking message. Yeah, so 5695 multiplied by this is this, and now this time we are spot on, we are correct. Okay, but what was happening when we were using ChatGPT? Why could not ChatGPT was able to decide this on its own? Because these are the tools that we can create, right? So now if I ask it, calculate it using Python. Oh, okay, so now I'm asking it to use some tool. Let's see if it can use it. So it's doing some sort of analysis. Now it's spot on, right? It's basically correct, exact result we are getting. But earlier it was not getting the exact result. It was able to think through it, maybe approximate the result, because it has developed this brain using natural language, because we as a human also think in languages, right? And it is also asking, are giving us apologies for earlier miscalculation. So and we can see the analysis also. Okay, so yeah, so the primary purpose of this video was to introduce all of you to the concept of function calling using OpenAI. Thank you so much for watching this video. Consider giving it a thumbs up if you like the content, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you.